What's good, YouTube? Native Mask Collector. Another edition of comparing the Mattel and Super 7 and the original Masters of the Universe figures. This one here is going to be, as you can see, He-Man. I just got the Origin figure in today, and we'll open them up and check out the comparisons between the two, and you guys can decide for yourself what you guys think, which one's the best. So this is my original He-Man from when I was a kid. I still have the sword, I still have the shield. I could not find my axe, but all in all, this one's in pretty good condition. 1981, Taiwan. I don't think it's a first issue figure because the whole boot is painted, but I'm not sure. I know on Skeletor, you know, half the boot is painted on his, which I think signifies a first edition. But here is my original He-Man. Really good condition, really. I mean, still swings good. His legs are in a good, you know, they're not loose or anything, so it's a decent figure yet. Again, as we look at the cards between the Super 7 version and the Mattel version that just came out, the cards are a lot more, the color is a lot more vibrant on the Mattel card. You know, it's got stars in it versus this one does not, but generally it's pretty close to being the same. On the Super 7 version, we have a card on the back that looks like a comic book, but it's not. And on the He-Man, we have a little comic book included on this one. You can see again the bubbles. The new Origin figures, the bubble is a lot bigger than the Super 7 version. I'm sure some of that had to do with, you know, obviously you want to try to save costs and get it as small package as possible, so that might have been part of this one. It's so big for the Mattel one, I'm not sure, but there's lots of room in there, so maybe they just decided that there's some weapons that for some figures are bigger than others, and they just wanted to have one shell for all of them, so I'm not sure on that. This one I got from Walmart. It's totally trashed, so this is the one I'm going to open up. I got two of them. The other one is in really good condition, so I'm just going to keep that one in the box. If we look at the new Origins, fit power sword in hand, kind of like the Skeletor one as well, twisting the powerful battle positions, same type of thing there. Shows the first wave, and then the art on top is really cool. Very bright and colorful. It just looks awesome. I like it. Modernizing and celebrating the original 80s Masters of the Universe action figures, Masters of the Universe Origins gives you the power to pose Eternia's greatest warriors as retro-style figures or in new action-packed battle positions. With the mystical power sword, the mighty He-Man protects Eternia from the forces of evil. Super 7 version. This one came out in 2018. The art on the back of this is more on the retro side of things, kind of like what we saw when we were kids. The colors are, you know, kind of like more like the comic book colors. He-Man battles the immortal enemy Skeletor high atop the mysterious Castle Grayskull. And here was the wave that came out for Super 7. I can't remember if this was the first wave or just a total of all different figures, but I actually have all of these. I was just gonna say I don't have a Tila in this. I'm not sure if they came out with Tila or not. I gotta look that up, but that's the only one I don't have from this series that Super 7 put out, which is really odd that they wouldn't put that out. So all right, let's crack these bad boys open. So 7 one first. Don't really care about packaging too much, considering I have actually bought multiples of these Super 7 figures. They were pre-order. Plastic around the feet. Wow, these legs are really tight. First of all, here's the card. So it's the picture and scene that you see at the beginning of the cartoon, or every time he changes from Prince Adam into He-Man. From toy to tune. So on the back here, it just shows you, the toy version that first came out and how they brought him from comic to cartoon. So He-Man's first animated appearance was an early television commercial for Castle Grayskull. The commercial's toy-accurate look was streamlined and stylized, removing details from his costume and eliminating his battle axe and shield in favor of the iconic power sword. So, if you guys have not watched How Toys Made Us series on Netflix, they have a great Masters of the Universe special on that. It's really informative. The original guys that made the toys and designed them, and I just really got a kick out of it, and I just highly recommend that if you haven't seen it yet. So in the Super 7 version, we get the shield. We got a half of a power sword like we do from the original back in the 80s, and then we have a full power sword, which is just the full-on sword, which is probably preferred now for sure. He-Man, his armor is, again, this version is Filmation color, Filmation style. You can tell by the hair a little bit how much different it is. Even his look on his face is different. It's more catered to the Filmation version. The colors, the body and the boots and everything similar in color, but they actually painted the gauntlets here, and his boots are obviously a little bit different. They're just more plain like they are in the cartoon versus the wrapped look of the original boots. The original has the 3 squares on his armor on the front there, and the cartoon does not have that. On the back, really no big severe difference there. The armor is different. This is more of a grayish blue color than the original, but so that's cool. Obviously the exact same thing. You can twist, power punch, things of that. And so figure-wise, that's what we got. Here is the original shield versus the new shield. Same size. The windows seems like a little bit smaller on the Super 7 version, and it's a darker red color, more to match his crest on his armor. And I think maybe they're just trying to match that orange with his orange belt on this one here. The back, the original is a lot more pliable. It's more rubber. This is more like a really hard plastic. You cannot really bend this or ply it in any way. Probably easy to break. But this one here has lasted the test of time for sure. It's great. Sword wise, here's the half sword. This one's a half sword. I probably ripped off this part when I was a kid. Who knows? But the sword's pretty identical. The original definitely has a larger like opening here from the sword versus this new version. But and here is the full one. But again, this looks more like the cartoon, obviously, than the original does. So. Keep this stuff in order here. And now we'll open up the Origin figure from Mattel. Some plastic rubber bands holding them together. Tape holding the weapons in place on the back. The Super 7 version did not come with a battle axe, but the Mattel version does, which is nice. Not that you need it, but again, just like the Skeletor version of the Origins figure, it just feels so much better as a figure. It's not super glossy, so it's just got some more texture to it. You know, the head first will move in every direction. You know, it rotates more, where the Super 7 version just moves back and forth, just like the original. This head is like solid, where, you know, I remember we used to have fun with playing with these when we were kids. Squishy version. Here, his hair is definitely it's got some pliable plastic, rubber type of material there, but some major difference there. Again, his arms can go up and out, which is totally different than these other versions. You can move his elbow around. I'm trying to see if it's really difficult to, I must have to just kind of work it to get it to bend more this way. His hands kind of loose, hand-wise. You know, trying to. There we go. So yeah, it's a little tight here on the elbow, but it does move. This hand is pretty loose as well. The Origins armor is a lot different, actually. Look at that. So it's got the red squares go all the way to the back. It's got a spot for his half of his power sword that he has. He does not come with a full power sword, it's just a half version. It's kind of a metallic, flat silver type of plastic rubber, and that would just fit in there like that, just very nice. Super 7 version does not have that. That's cool, like that. Does not have the twisting thunder punch action. It's more of a posing figure, so you can get more poses out of it, which is really cool. I really like these figures. I think they're sweet. The legs are independent. They're not held in by rubber bands, which I don't think the Super 7 version is, but if you remember the original, You can kind of see the rubber bands in there that held his legs together. Really good detail on here. This armor is on, like, I don't even want to take it off because I'm afraid I won't be able to get it on, but it's just put on by this one little tab here on the back. So you can probably just put it on, strap it on, put it on there, and it's good to go. His knees move again, and his shins move side to side, and his ankles move up and down. It'd be cool if the ankles were on a ball joint where you could really, you know, pose him in different, I guess it is kind of. So you can move, yeah, it is. So you can move this up and down and around. That's cool. Just didn't notice that before. So yeah, great points of articulation on here. Lots of different action poses you can put these figures in. I really like these Origin figures a lot. My recommendation is get them, open them up, and just have fun with it. You know, especially if you have kids, just getting back into the, you know, He-Man, Master of the Universe. I have a 4-year-old, almost 4-year-old daughter, and we're just getting her into She-Ra, and she's really enjoying it. So the sword fits in there pretty good. Here is his battle axe. Definitely pretty plain. Thought different than the original. I wish I had my old one, but I don't. And then the shield, which is a lot different. Here's the original shield. This new one, it's kind of nice. I mean, it looks more like an actual shield. You know, it's got a more of a concave type of look to it, with the rivets and everything more pronounced. Looks good. Got a spot for the arm. You know, you put his hand through there and then strap it on there, so it's very it's on there good, for sure. So you can have lots of cool poses with this guy. So yeah, this is really cool. Very happy to pick these guys up, both of them. Super 7 is definitely more nostalgic, you know, more towards the original, just the Filmation hints on the face, the color, a little bit different armor, and the original, which we all love. So very cool. The comic here, Beast Barrage, again, I think the same comic comes in every single first wave of these Origin figures, which I'm kind of disappointed about. I wish they would have been more, you know, bios of each figure, but it definitely covers all the different figures in this wave that I can see in here. I see all the different figures in here, so I think maybe that was just it. Let's get them all in one. Not going to complain, at least it's a comic and not just a card, but the card's cool too. You know, maybe if you get the set of these and just kind of frame them up in a frame would kind of neat. Just a quick one here. I still had Skeletor out. So we're going to take the power swords. As you can see, they're totally replicas. And we're going to put them together to see how they stick together. Goes in there pretty good. So pretty sweet. Actually, it actually stays together really well. You know, it's going to have some warping just because of the way that they were packaged up or whatever, but still, I think it's really good, really cool nod to the original figures that came out and the way that they had the half swords as well. So super neat, and it's probably a lot easier for these guys to hold on to once you have them both together. So it'd be kind of neat if they had both sides in their own color in both packages. So you could either have it as a full one, or you could split it up into 2 pieces. You know, if you had another figure, you could do this, but the problem is the one part of the handle is opposite of each other. So if you had the same one, you'd have part of that hilt coming out the other side as well, which might not be too bad of an issue, but it just wouldn't look right. But all right, just want to show you guys that too. And one more. So these are the Super 7 half swords of the Power Sword. Here's how they would attach, and trying to get them together. I mean, they snap in pretty good all the way through. So looks nice. Skeletor did not come with like a full Power Sword, because mainly he's got his Havoc staff is what I'm assuming, where He-Man comes with a half of the Power Sword and a full Power Sword. So I think they kind of give you the option there, but that's the Super 7 version. And here is the Origins Mattel version. So pretty neat. So thanks a lot for checking out the video. Really appreciate you guys checking it out. Again, if you have not, please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and also hit the bell for notifications on any new videos that I put out. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.